What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Scarab Slide, which is in Halo 3 beat the par time on the level The Covenant. So start up that level. You could do this on any difficulty. I'm doing this on easy. Obviously that's the best way to go about it if you haven't done it on one of your other random playthroughs that you've already completed. But just move through that initial wave of grunts and a brute on the left, and you'll probably pick up a spike grenade or plasma grenade on the way, and you see I stuck that closer shade turret and I Spartan lasered the far one. And I'm going to move up here. There's usually a bunch of enemies, but they're not all clustered like they are right here. Normally they're all spread out, and the fuel rod chieftain there is more close to where I actually jumped up towards the Wraith, anti-air Wraith, but I don't know why they were all over there that one time. That's really weird. But either way, take them all out. You want to smack the chieftain, the war chieftain, with the fuel rod gun, and that will actually stun him, and then you could wrap around and assassinate him. Like you saw me just do, and just kill all the other enemies. You have some Marines helping you out, and take out the anti-air Wraith, and the Pelican will approach the beach and release its Warthog, so you could drive through the, well, not the rest of the level, but through a good part of the level. It also releases a Mongoose, so you could take that if you'd like. The Warthog is a little more stable, and it's less likely to flip, because it's bigger, it's heavier, it's less likely to be bounced around, so the Warthog is the easier one to drive, though the Mongoose is faster if you want to take that one. It's kind of a high-risk, high-reward type thing, but it's not that risky, but it is a little bit tougher. So we're just going to drive by these couple ghosts. There's some random enemies throughout the area. There's a shade turret you can see shoot enemy, but once we're past that line of enemies, there is nobody up here. We're going to make a nice little drive up the slope here towards the next section. We're actually going to drive through all of those enemies as well. There's a Wraith, a couple Prowlers, a couple Ghosts. Actually, there's like 4 Ghosts. But we're just going to drive by everybody, and there's a bunch of ground troops we're going to just drive right over. So you'll see here, take a left, hug the left. You could go off this ledge right here and just land and keep going. And here's the Wraith. We are going to pass that guy like we said we would. We're going to pass these 2 Prowlers coming up. Just go by them, go right where they were coming from, and there's a bunch of ground troops here, but just drive right over them and slam right into that shade turret. You could actually ram that shade turret and destroy it. So just aim there and bail right when you hit the turret, and you can just go right into this first section here. So jump up here, jump on these 2 crates that are stacked, and then jump up here, and you could actually skip that whole area. Shoot those 3 grunts, not totally necessary, but why not? Activate the lift. I skipped the lift because it's like 15 seconds of me standing in the middle of the lift doing nothing, so sped it up a little bit for you. Laser the chieftain, and luckily I got another guy who was just standing right next to him. As for the remainder of the brutes, it takes only 2 smacks to kill a brute. 1 to pop their shields and 1 to kill them, so just smack them all twice. You can run up to them, it's pretty quick. And I grabbed this chieftain's invincibility, you can see in the top left, that weird, I don't even know how to describe it. You know what it is though, that icon means I have invincibility. That is my equipment, so I'm going to use that. I'm just going to save it for, in case I'm ever in any danger of dying, which shouldn't happen on easy, but, you know, sometimes it does. And also you could skip those cutscenes where you're deactivating the barrier, so it saves a few seconds. So hop back in the Warthog you came here in. We're going to drive down back to basically the start of the level, so I just sped this up because there are no enemies. It's just me driving back through the level. Sometimes the hog you drove here in is blown up by the enemies you passed originally, but there is a Mongoose nearby as well, right outside of that that doorway we came back through. So you probably saw it as I drove past it. But just keep going down here. We are going to drive to some Hornets. The only time we ever drive a Hornet in this in the campaign, in any campaign, I guess, unless you're counting Halo Wars, but you're not really driving it personally in Halo Wars. But anyway, just stay on the surface of the water. You don't need to go up or down or fight any enemies. Just go straight. And we're going to go through the arch, which you can't see yet, but just follow this path. It's pretty easy. And, you know, just take a nice leisurely stroll. It's kind of like we're on a vacation or something here, like we're parasailing. This is very relaxing here, aside from the fact that I'm getting shot at by, you know, enemy aircraft. But anyway, start rising about here. You rise easily by hitting the jump button, and just hold down the jump button, and you will continue to rise. The button to go down is left bumper for me. It depends on your control scheme, obviously. And we're just going to go over here. We're rising up. You can see we didn't really take, well, I was about to say we didn't really take any fire, and I continue to get shot at. But you can see we're not really taking any damage, anything significant. So go right about here and bail, and we're going to jump down. There are a couple brutes in front of us, but we can easily take them out. Just go right through here. There's a bunch of BR ammo right there on that dead Marine. There were a couple other brutes to my right, but I just passed right by them, and we're just going to run through this room right in the middle. Unfortunately, there's no crates we could jump on like last time. You could do a brute shot jump or a grenade jump possibly, but, you know, we don't got time for that. We're trying to keep it simple. Obviously, there's a bunch of tricks and everything, but really on easy, there's not really much need for tricking or glitching or anything, so just, you know, run through the level. It's pretty easy to run past all the enemies, so just go over here, follow the path I just took. It's pretty much the quickest way to go without any, you know, crazy jumps. And we're going to Spartan Laser the Chieftain again, and fortunately, again, we got another random brute who happened to be in the way. We were going to kill him anyway, so I guess he didn't really get the short end of the stick there, because he was the next one on the list. But again, on easy, you could just smack the brutes twice, and they will go down. Mostly, the chieftains won't, but the regular brutes will. They are invisible, though, in this section, but you could take them out. And we're just going to move through here. I skipped that cutscene again, and there are a bunch of flood in this area now, unfortunately. So just activate that lift. I skipped ahead because it's 15 seconds of me standing there, and we are at the bottom of the lift now, and just run past all of these flood forms. Oh god, get out of my way. And here we go. There's going to be a bunch of flood and brutes fighting on the opposite side of this door. We're just going to run past them. Hey, carrier form. He's always just standing there, checking things out. Just chilling. So there's a bunch of brutes and flood. I probably shouldn't have shot at that flood. Now the brutes know where I am, and they're kind of shooting at me. But we're totally good. We are now at this section where there's a choice you have been presented with. Would you like the mongoose, the warthog, or the tank? Obviously, the first two options are much faster, but I decided to opt for the tank because it is the most reliable of all of them. Obviously, I could just destroy everything I go through, including brutes and vehicles and scarabs. There are 2 scarabs at the end, and that's the main reason I'm taking this tank. It does take a little bit more time to get to the scarabs, but once we get there, it's a lot easier to take them out with the tank. So I'm just going to do that. So just follow this path. It's pretty self-explanatory for this section. Just shoot everything you see that's moving. You want to keep moving, though. Obviously, you can see that Prowler's passing me. I'm just going to let him pass me. Unfortunately, that guy released a power drainer, so it stunned me. So I can no longer drive forward for a few seconds, which is lame, but, you know, we'll deal with it. That's why I was shooting at that fuel rod guy and making him a priority, not just because he was fuel rodding me, but because he has that power drainer so he could stall me. So since this area is pretty self-explanatory, just keep moving forward and follow this path while you're shooting. I guess I will take some time to talk about this channel. This is the HaloCompletionist channel, or HaloCompletionist. There's no "the" in the URL. But it is dedicated to all achievements and commendations across all Halo games. So I have covered most of the Master Chief Collection at this point. I've covered random achievements in prior Halo games, such as Halo Wars, Halo Reach, ODST, the original, Halo 3, Halo 4, Spartan Strike, Spartan Assault, CE Anniversary, the original. And I'll actually be covering Halo 2 Vista as well, which is not on the Xbox, but it does have achievements that are tied to your gamertag, so you could play that on PC. Don't worry, you don't have to have Vista. You could play it on 7, it's fine. And of course, I'll be covering everything in Halo 5 once it drops, including the achievements and commendations, so hit that subscribe button to check that out once it drops in October. And when I say all achievements, I mean absolutely all of the achievements and the commendations. I have Lazo guides, I have the speedrun achievement guides for completing every game in under 3 hours on Legendary. I have all the collectibles like the skulls, terminals, audio logs. I have all that multiplayer stuff, par times, par scores, you name it, I got it. And of course, I'll cover everything that comes out after Halo 5 as well. So Halo 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 47, Halo Wars 2 through 80, all those good things. But let's get back to this guide. We have approached the section with the 2 scarabs. You want to take out the one on the left first, not for any particular reason, just, you know, it's good to have a routine, a system, but just shoot the front leg on the right, and as you do that, you want to circle towards the center, so when you get off of this scarab, you'll have the tank, and you can just drive right to the next scarab. So jump up here, grab this turret, and we're going to walk to the back with it, and this takes it out very quickly. Just shoot it, bam, there we go, it's done. So just jump back down to your tank that we strategically parked in the center so we could just drive straight to the next scarab. Watch out for these ghosts because they actually can splatter you even though it is on easy. They could still take you out pretty easily by splattering you. Their guns won't do anything really, but their bulk will. So we are moving to the next scarab. Just focus your fire on one leg so it goes down quicker into its crouched damaged position. So you could obviously hop on. Once it starts going down again, hop out. Again, watch out for any ghosts in the area. Use your radar and your eyeballs. This guy's coming at me, so I'm keeping an eye on him. But I'm going to hop up here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rip this turret off, and whoa, there's a brute there. He knocked me off by smacking me. Not cool. I'm not really concerned about the damage, just getting knocked off the scarab. But just hop up here. There's a brute on the turret. Just smack him off. Grab the plasma cannon, whatever, plasma turret. This guy, probably should deal with him. He's kind of threatening. Don't want him to blast me off as well with the fuel rod or kill me. Just hop back here, though, and take it out again. And we're going to go down here, This is optional. You could try to take a ghost, try to board it. It saves not that much time, but it saves a little bit of time. So again, it's not totally essential, but if there is that opportunity, you could always take it, but you don't want to spend too much time near the Scarab and obviously risk getting blown up with the Scarab. Also, you don't want to risk getting splattered, so that's another thing. So we just gotta wait here now for the bridge to activate. We gotta wait for a Phantom to come in and drop off the Arbiter and the Oracle, 343 Guilty Spark. So they have dropped off here, now we're waiting. They have a little bit of dialogue, they say, and then the bridge activates. So the only reason we want the Ghost is so we could boost across this bridge and make that trip a little bit shorter. So again, it doesn't save that much time. But we're just waiting for the bridge to activate after their dialogue. Come on now. Let's go. We got other achievements to get. And this door will open. It doesn't allow you to drive the Ghost in. I think if you're boosting quickly enough, it will allow it in, possibly. I forget if that's possible. I don't know. But I skipped that cutscene. Cortana stops you, and then there's a cutscene. I just skipped it. And we're just jumping down here. You want to prioritize the 2 grunts in the back. They have a fuel rod, so I killed one just there, and the other one is down now as well. And you could actually jump over these doorways. So jump up here, jump up on top here. Actually, I got boosted by Brute Shot, so that was a bad example. But you could actually jump on top of the door frame and then jump up and over the doorway. So you could just go over the top, and that way you could avoid any of the enemies that are in there. So you can see I tried to take out that chieftain in the back with a laser, but unfortunately I missed. There's a bunch of bubble shields, I think, that blocked, that were activated right as I set the laser off, but whatever. I'll just get 3 of them right there. Or 2? I thought I got... Oh no, I only got 1 apparently. Oh well. It looked like I had 3 lined up. I missed the door frame there, and now there's a Brute Chieftain following me. Oh my god. So I decided to activate my invincibility here because obviously I don't want to risk dying right at the end here. It's not like we haven't saved enough time, but I mean, why risk dying on YouTube in front of the entire internet and die in an embarrassing fashion? Something most of you probably don't have to worry about, but you know, I gotta keep up my reputation here. But anyway, you could actually jump across this gap without activating the bridge. You could see when I looked down there was a little bit of an extension on the sides, so that allows you to make that jump, and then you can immediately activate the cutscene on the other side that I promptly skipped, and now we are in the final stretch of this level. This is a longer one, so now we just have to go back the way we came, and unfortunately the Flood are no longer fighting alongside us, so those are the main enemies right now. They are no longer on our team. Unfortunate. Probably the shortest treaty ever, but just jump up on this thing. We're going to jump on the door frame this time. There we go, and we jump up over the entire section, so that way we don't have to fight all those Flood in the confined areas of that doorway. But again, this is on easy, so it's probably not too bad if you just ran right through them. But it just makes it a little bit safer, and probably a little bit quicker because you don't have to waste time weaving in between enemies and everything. But just keep on going. We are almost at the end, I promise. I actually found it interesting. I was looking at the Sentinels, and it looks like they were loaded into the section, but they did not actually animate for a long time. Some of them didn't animate at all, and I think it's because I was jumping over these doorways, and I think they might come to life once you go through the doorway, so that was pretty interesting. But the end is in sight now. There's that blue light in the back wall that we could see. I could see it. I could see it flashing. We need to get there. So I guess I will start closing out the video now. That is pretty much it, guys. We just got to walk straight to this back wall and go down this hole, and that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion, and I will see you later for more Halo achievements.